Consultant editor of Dog World newspaper, and I'd like to welcome you to Orlando, Florida. We're here at the Orange County Convention Center to witness the climax of what has been an intense year for many dog exhibitors around the globe, the Eukanuba World Challenge. We're about to witness the final qualifier for tonight's World Challenge, and the final North American representative for the Eukanuba World Challenge is selected from the Eukanuba USA Breeders' Stakes competition. This is a dimension that was added to the event in 2010. There are 5 regional qualifying heats held at prominent designated shows in North America between January and December. The regions are separated into the Western region, represented by Tonya Strubels of Rush Hill Golden Retrievers. The Central region is represented by Terry Galle's Breho Boxers. The Eastern region by Tommy Olschlager's Kentucky Siberian Huskies. The Southern region by Linda Martin's Martini Boston Terriers, and the Canadian region is represented by Julie Kempster's Classical Bearded Collies. The qualifying heats enable breeders to exhibit a team of 3 dogs, all bred by them, from at least 2 litters chosen from their breeding program. The breeder winning best in the Eukanuba Breeders' Stakes from each heat have then selected 1 dog from their winning team and have been invited to the AKC Eukanuba National Championships to compete in the Breeders' Stakes final. And of course the winner of this final will become the North American representative at the Eukanuba World Challenge as the Eukanuba Breeders' Stakes champion. First in the ring we have Tommy Olschlager with one of his Kentucky Siberian Huskies. Tommy is a very well-known exhibitor in the USA and comes from Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania. He acquired his first Siberian way back in 1970. He then obtained 3 show prospects, and that started the Kentucky Siberian legend. He received his American Kennel Club professional handler's license in 1977. Besides over 300, that's right, 300 Siberians that he has exhibited to their title, at least 100 champions in several other breeds of the sporting, hound, working and herding groups owe their show careers to Tommy O. Tommy has served on the Siberian Husky Club of America Board of Directors and as past president and officer and show chairman for South Hills Kennel Club. He's a director of the Western Pennsylvania Kennel Association and the beginning force in the Siberian Husky Club of Greater Pittsburgh, which was founded in 1975. That's Tommy Olschlager with the representative from his Kentucky Siberian Husky Kennel. Coming into the ring now is Terry Galle, and her boxer kennel is the Breho kennel, and she's representing the Central region. Terry began her dog show career in 1972, actually breeding and showing St. Bernards along with her mother. Not long after that, she began working for breeders and handlers, learning from them, helping them to raise their litters, train their puppies, and finish their championships. She began her professional handling career in 1985 and then began co-breeding boxers under the kennel name of Breho in 1993 with her very good friend Brenda Stuckey. Together, Brenda and Terry have finished more than 35 boxers. She's also bred champion Siberian Huskies, Akitas, Dobermans and Samoyeds, and has handled several other breeds to their championship titles with multiple group wins. That's Terry Galle of the Breho Boxers. Now coming into the ring to very obvious applause, we have Tonya Strubel. Tonya says that her involvement with Golden Retrievers is a true love story. As a young girl, she lost her heart to a Golden Retriever with dark curly hair, 4 white feet and a large spot on its chest. Obviously this was their first Golden, a family pet. His pedigree may have been less than noble, but he introduced Tonya to the many talents and treasures of the wonderful Golden Retriever breed and the sport of dogs in general. Tonya, with her husband Mark, established the Rush Hill Golden Retrievers in 1980. They have produced over 80 American champions, including 15 dogs who have won Best in Show. They've also accounted for 70 Best in Specialty wins. This is Tonya Strubel of the Rush Hill Golden Retrievers. Next in, we have Julie Kempster of the Classical Bearded Collies from Ontario in Canada. Julie's first experience in the show ring was as a child in the early 70s, when her standard Schnauzer, which she'd paid for herself with dog walking money, became tops in the breed in Canada, owner handled. Julie became hooked by the dog show world. After a devastating incident with her standard Schnauzer, Julie acquired her first bearded collie, and that's when she met Bea and Kevin Sorka. They began breeding bearded collies under the Classical prefix in 1976, a partnership that has worked and been highly successful for over 35 years. Julie and Bea have been in the forefront in the show ring, and Kevin, along with Julie's husband David, remains home for the most part, caring for the dogs and pups while the girls are on the road. They've now bred hundreds of champions with titles in Canada, the USA, Finland, Australia, South Africa, Estonia, Lithuania and Japan. Julie Kempster of the Classical Bearded Collies. And finally into the ring we have Linda Martin of the Martini Boston Terriers from Greensboro in North Carolina. Linda acquired her first Boston Terrier show puppy in 2003. She finished her first champion, Almar's So Much More, very quickly and began handling other Almar Bostons. In 2004, Linda purchased a lovely bitch from the Almar's Bostons, champion Almar's Material Girl, and she became the foundation of the Martini Bostons, and the rest, as they say, is history. Linda is a member of the Carolina Kennel Club and serves as the club's corresponding secretary. Her passion for the Boston Terrier is matched only by her dedication to her breeding program. She is very careful with her breedings and strives to produce quality with a great emphasis on soundness, movement and type. Linda Martin of the Martini Bostons. The identity of the judge for this final has been kept a very well guarded secret. There's great anticipation around the ring as I speak. I don't know whether someone's going to be arriving maybe in a mask. Who knows? Maybe come down in a hot air balloon. All will be revealed hopefully in the next few minutes. There's a great sense of excitement around the ring here. There are very many top people around the ringside. Several of them being suggested as possible judges for this qualifier. So I wonder who it'll be. And here is the judge. It's Debbie Butt. Now, Debbie, for those of you who may not realize, was born into the sport as her parents began the very famous Sporting Fields Kennel back in the 1950s. Starting with poodles, they then drifted into whippets in the 60s. And in this breed, they have become internationally successful. Debbie began showing dogs as a small child. She also competed in obedience, and the Sporting Fields name is truly now legendary. So let's see what Debbie Butt makes of these 5 splendid finalists, one of whom is going to compete in the Eukanuba World Challenge later on this evening. So the first dog out for Debbie's appraisal is one of the Kontoki Siberian Huskies, being handled by this very successful breeder, Tonya, as he is known to the dog world internationally. The Siberian Husky is obviously a very athletic breed, a breed that is known for its fitness and its capabilities on the move. Tonya has actually bred, owned and handled the 2 top winning Siberians of all time in the USA. And during his very active career as a handler, he's piloted 15 Siberian Huskies amongst other breeds to amass an incredible total of 273 all breed best in show. His experience is truly endless and is matched only by his everlasting devotion to the Siberian and to the sport of dogs. That's Tommy Olschlager. So Tommy has plenty of ringside support, both for him and for the Siberian breed at large. And now we have Terry Galle of the Briho Boxers. Terry says that the crowning glory of her career thus far occurred just this very year when she became the breeder, owner and handler of the youngest boxer in the history of the breed to win an all-breed best in show, doing that at the tender age of 10 months. She says every win is special, but this is one that can never truly be duplicated. Terry is one of many breeders who's gone out of her way to thank Eukanuba for recognizing the breeders in our sport and take the time to wish all the competitors good luck for this weekend. Breeders are, of course, the absolute backbone of the sport. If we didn't have people who were so dedicated to their breeds and put in tremendous time, effort and money into mating the best to the best, we wouldn't have the fabulous show dogs that we're able to see this weekend. So that's Terry Galle with one of her Briho boxers. Now out comes Tonya Strubel with a golden retriever. In 2010, Tonya had the great honor of being nominated by Dogs in Review for Breeder of the Year. The dog that she's actually chosen to represent the kennel today is a dog named Chaos. And Chaos is here as a veteran, not only winning multiple Best in Show, but also Best of Breed at 2 of the national specialties. His son Vegas was the #1 Golden Retriever of 2011, and one of Tonya's unique honors was winning the Best Bred by Exhibitor in Show in Las Vegas at the 2009 AKC Eukanuba Invitational Show. Tonya says that competing with some of our most highly respected breeders is always a thrill. And because of that California win, she ended up representing the USA in the World Challenge last year. And now from Ontario, Canada, we have Julie Kempster handling one of her classical bearded collies. Julie says that she and the Salkers were honored and proud to be the breeders, owners and handlers of Canada's top dog of all breeds in 1997. This was American and Canadian champion Classical's image of a legend. A dog that was clearly well named. The classical bearded collies hold a variety of titles, including the most winning herding dog of all time in Canada, the dog with most Best in Show in the bearded collie breed in Canada, and the world record holder for Best in Show won by an owner-handled bearded collie. The kennel also owned the top bearded collie stud dog of all time in both Canada and indeed the USA. That's Julie Kempster of the classical bearded collies. Now the table has been brought out for the only breed that requires an examination table of the quintet. This of course is the Boston Terrier. The Boston's being shown by Linda Martin from Greensboro, North Carolina, who owns the Martini Boston Terriers. The Boston, of course, is a truly American native breed, developed in the USA from a variety of different breeds, and he certainly is one of the smartest little dogs that you'll ever see at a dog show. Very modestly, Linda says that she still considers herself a relative newcomer to the breed, and has developed a trusted group of mentors that she relies on for their combined experience and knowledge. And she would like to pay credit to the Almaz Bostons, the High Society Bostons, and the Rejar Bostons for her successes. and the contribution that they've made. I must admit I always have a very, very soft spot for this breed, as it was with a Boston Terrier that I actually entered a dog show ring for the very first time when I was 11 years old, handling a champion Boston Terrier in what we then referred to as junior handling classes. So that's Linda Martin of the Martini Boston Terriers. So here we have 5 extremely established breeders who have selected from the trio they've been showing throughout the year one dog to represent them, with the possibility of going through to the Eukanuba World Challenge this evening as the United States of America Eukanuba Breeders' Stakes champion. I'm sure hearts are beating out there. Everyone hoping. Will it be the Siberian, the Boxer, the Golden Retriever, the Bearded Collie, or the Boston Terrier? Do we have a winner? There's a little discussion going on in the big ring. Five people patiently waiting to be put out of their misery, I'm sure. Michael Canalizo coming into the ring. Just to make sure there are no slip-ups. And they're all going round for us to appreciate before the winner is declared. The Siberian Husky, the Boxer, the Golden Retriever, the Bearded Collie, and the Boston Terrier. And come on, Debbie, put us out of our misery. We really want to know who's going to be that last dog walking in with all the other Eukanuba World Challenge finalists this evening. And it's the Boxer. The Boxer wins. The Boxer goes forward with Terry Galle, who began showing dogs in 1972. Terry Galle of the Breho Boxers will go forward later this evening to represent the United States of America Breeders' Competition as the last finalist in the Eukanuba World Challenge. So we now know the identity of all those 42 dogs. And we are shortly going to begin judging the pre-judging of the 4 different sections of the Eukanuba World Challenge. So being photographed now, the winner of the Breeders' Stakes, Terry Galle of the Breho Boxers.